people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 10 of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX. Last time, we made our way through Mount Faraway, and it was an experience. Frankly, I did not think we were going to make it through on a few occasions, but we did. We made it through, we defeated Oho, we threw some bones at it, and we recruited it. Anyways, off camera, I did a few things, such as reaching Ace rank. But in addition to that, while going on some missions, I found some really good Pokemon. Oh, come on. So basically, I found a few good ones. Namely, enough to get a good team up and running. So basically, we have Gaunta the Heracross. You remember Gaunta, we recruited him way back when on Mount Thunder. So basically, with Gaunta, he has Steamroll. But during one of those dungeons, I found Biggie the Starmie, basically. And with Biggie, he's got Rapid Bullseye. So essentially, we go into a dungeon with Gaunta, we are tearing everything a new one. And we also got Herman the Swampert. Basically, I got Herman as basically as type coverage, namely to handle electric types as well as fire types for Gaunta. Also a little bit of rock coverage as well. So basically, we got moving up for this. Yeah, I haven't been able to get a good skill for Herman yet, but it's coming along. So yeah, we have a backup team. So anyways, let's do this. We're gonna go to Western Cave, and one thing I noticed, Western Cave got a massive downgrade. Basically, Western Cave in the original Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game, basically in the original Blue Rescue team, Western Cave was a massive dungeon. It was 99 floors, and it was packed to the brim with some of the strongest Pokemon you'd find. Blastoise, Tyranitar, Alakazam, basically Team Ace. As well as just Aerodactyl, Arcanine, and several others. So, from what we saw at Mount Faraway, basically, just a lot of that was transferred over to that dungeon. So, I don't know what we're going to find at Western Cave, to be honest. But we're armed. I just want to make sure that we're all good. We have all the resources. Okay, toolbox. Yep, we got all our stuff. All kinds of goodies. A whole bunch of Reviver seeds. Yeah, we're not playing around. We are not playing around here. Western Cave, we are going there. We're demolishing, darn it. Oh, right. Another thing. So basically, I was feeding some gummies and managed to get friendly on our Marowak. So basically, yeah, friendly. Essentially, it's very similar to Squad Up, except instead of it being dependent on just the number of Pokemon you have on your team, it's a constant value of 15%. And even with that, even if you had a max number of say 8 Pokemon on the team, it would only be reaching 11%. So yeah, friendly, very good for recruiting. We are in a very good place with getting Pokemon on the team. Though, as far as Delcat is concerned, she's just keeping Brawl, because basically Brawl has been an amazingly useful one. So anyways, let's get going. Yeah, and then watch how we get our asses handed to us. They just put a bunch of legendaries here. Though basically one thing I'm noticing is that in the original version of this game, basically, the first floors of this dungeon, they were just a pure-on rose garden, not just some general flower garden. Okay, they're not playing around. Sure, you can join Abra. Okay, let's see what... But one thing I'm noticing is that the Pokemon are stronger here. I mean, that Girafarig took 3 blizzards. Okay, I don't want to see what that giraffe is planning. Come on. Yes, thank you. Okay. Okay, yeah, that Wynut's either going to be just an absolute pain in the ass, or it's going to go down quickly. Thankfully, it was the latter. Yes, level up, Cappy. Level up. But still, thinking back, it's kind of interesting just how far we've come, you know? Basically, just how we started out with Thunderwave Cave and the like, and now look at this. Oh, no, you don't. Just look at Giraffe, just placing in that Natu. Just throwing that Natu into the fire. Yeah, some friend. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, oh, not to mention, with this dungeon, if you wanted to recruit Mewtwo, you would have to go through this dungeon twice. Though, in exchange, Mewtwo was a 99.9% recruit rate Pokemon. Meaning that you could actually take advantage of a really handy glitch. Basically, how this glitch worked is that, you ever notice how in Mystery Dungeon games, when you're basically fighting a boss, the boss has an insanely high amount of HP, and then when you recruit them, it's essentially like a normal Pokemon. Well, the reason for that is because in these games, the Pokemon has two different HP meters, basically. One for when you fight it as an enemy, and then another for when you recruit it. And basically, when you recruit the Pokemon, it automatically swaps over to basically the player HP. However, in the original version of this game, basically, there was a glitch that if you gave a Reviver Seed to the Pokemon you were fighting against, basically, it would trick it into thinking that it had the player HP. It's player HP. Yeah, we're not gonna use that. How much do we have? Actually, nah, we're not gonna spend anything. We have all these apples, might as well use them, you know? But anyways, as I was saying, so with this glitch, you could if you had the power to defeat a Pokemon with relative ease, basically, let's say you're running Double Slap Skitty with Leer linked to it, basically, and you're just absolutely tearing Pokemon apart. You could easily just flex on a Legendary by giving it a Reviver Seed, basically, placing a Reviver Seed on the ground, and then having the Legendary pick it up. Then, basically, the Legendary is holding it, they get defeated, they use the Seed, you defeat them again, recruit them, bang! You get this amazing Pokemon with this insane HP. For example, I actually did use Mewtwo during my most recent playthrough of Blue Rescue Team. And I managed to recruit a 900 HP Mewtwo. Basically, this thing is packing. Okay, Abra's not coming back. Sorry, Abra, but you're not worth it. Use. Okay. This is why we pack worm berries. If we had Biggie, that double slap would be doing a lot. You know, now that I think about it, it wouldn't be a bad idea to make a team with Biggie and Delcatty. That way, basically, we can really take advantage of double slap in its fullest, you know? But really, if you're playing the original Blue Rescue Team, get a Skitty play as a Skitty. Seriously, it is a lot of fun. Where you could easily just go through dungeons like it's nothing, because just double slap has a decent amount of PP to it. You get it at a relatively early level. And like I said, it links very well with Leer. The only thing is that basically you step on a PP0 trap, bang, things aren't ending well for you. But still, just it is a whole lot of fun just to go into a dungeon and just not have to worry about strategy, period. You're fighting off against Groudon, double slap. You're fighting against Rayquaza, double slap. You're fighting against anything, double slap. You're fighting against Mewtwo, double slap. You're fighting against Deoxys, double slap. You're fighting against Latios, double slap. You're fighting against Entei, double slap. Guess what you're using against Ho-Oh? Double slap. So yeah, basically just it's an absolute storm. And we're not getting another Heracross. We don't need another Heracross. We already got a good Heracross. Yeah, we need an army of Heracrosses. We need the 91st division of Heracrosses. Okay, so anyways, what's going on with the frame rates? What's going on with the frame rate in this dungeon? It's weirdly slowing down. No, but level 60? A level 60 Medicham. Level 60! Look, I'm sorry. I want to help out that Heracross. Don't get me wrong. But we need to get going. We can't waste apples. You're lucky it would be that Heracross again. Okay. Okay, you know what? We'll give it to you, Skitty. Yeah, Delcatty, you can have it. Okay, hopefully we'll find our stairway soon. Okay. Let's get going. Yeah, Smirgle's another Pokemon that you can recruit here. Though don't underestimate the Smirgle. Just Smirgle is a veritable loose cannon in this game. Just like it is in the main series, you know? Where basically just the ability to learn any move. That's the reason why Smirgle is just such a weak Pokemon. But yet despite its weak stats, it can do so much damage. It can be used for setup. It can be used for sweeps. Basically, the sky's the limit when it comes to Smirgle. Basically, just imagine if if Smirgle was given a Mega Evolution, all Smirgle would need, it wouldn't need any sort of unique ability. All Smirgle would need to basically thrive as a Mega would be just decent stats. Seriously, give Smirgle basically 80 stats all around. Just make it Glalie, and bang! You'd have this beast of a Pokemon that's absolutely ripping through everything. Just Smirgle, or better yet, give it Manaphy stats, where basically it's all base 100. Okay, who needs it more? Okay, yeah, we'll give it to you. That way we can just start blasting. Okay, might as well use this on us. Okay, Brutal Swing. Yeah, we'll use it on Boomerang. guess we want to leave. Floor 9. Good job, Delcatty. Good job. Good save. Good save. Oh, no, you don't. Yeah, but I have to say this, is that as broken as some Mega Evolutions could be, I actually found that Mega Evolutions was one of my favorite gimmick mechanics to come to basically be in more recent times, you know, basically. Yeah, recent times, basically, just Pokemon X and Y coming out in 2013. It's been over a decade. What am I saying, basically? But anyways. But... okay. So anyways, as I was saying. Just Mega Evolutions, while they could be broken, they did have, basically, in a way they felt a little more balanced than, say, Terrestrialization, because with Terrestrialization and Z-moves, basically, the main thing with them is that you had to build strategies around the potential of any Pokemon that you ran into having that sort of power behind it. Where it's like, oh no, okay, I'm seeing a Torterra. I could be dealing with a Terra Rock. I could be dealing with a Rock Z-move. I could be basically dealing with Continental Crush. I could be dealing with basically a ground type move. And likewise with Terrestrialization, basically. Just Terrestrialization's arguably even worse. Same with Dynamaxing, where basically you never knew what was going to come out of it. And in exchange, you would just get this Pokemon that would just be so overpowered. Basically, you'd get this one Pokemon that's just wreaking havoc, and you're having to build your entire team around it. At least with Mega Evolutions, while some Megas could be extremely strong, at least you could anticipate that they're coming. Not to mention, the Mega would have to waste an item slot to use their Mega form. So it wasn't like you could have a Mega Evolution and then basically they're running a Life Orb. Mega Beedrill with a Life Orb. So at least you had that going for you. But even then, basically in the world of Mega Evolutions, not all were created equal. I mean, you had basically Mega Kangaskhan roaming at the top, and then you got, say, Mega Slowbro, Mega Audino. I don't think I ever saw anyone ever use a Mega Audino. Not once, basically. Because, I mean, who's going to use their one Mega Evolution on an Audino? And there was legitimate trade-off with basically Megas, where, like I said, just one thing, a Mega Evolution could only be used one time in battle, basically. Same with these other concepts, but because of that, and it was limited to select Pokemon, basically, you basically had to make sacrifices. You had different abilities for different Pokemon, basically. And while those abilities changes could help out, they could also be a detriment to the Pokemon. For example, Gyarados losing Intimidation in favor of Mold Breaker, being one of the most noticeable ones. Likewise, just Gyarados in Mega form does not get access to Moxie. So just two of Gyarados' more viable strategies basically would get thrown out the window the second you would Mega Evolve. But in exchange, you would get a change in type. So basically, and because Megas were more restricted, you could anticipate that type change a little more, basically. You could understand how the meta was working in that regard. But nowadays, basically with Terrestrialization, you have it where, I guess this Monster House really likes Terrestrialization. Okay. want to join Spinda? Okay, I do not want to see what that thing is planned. I wonder who'll live. Who will live? Who will die? Okay, let's eat the apple. So basically with terrestrialization, just one thing about it for me is that just I never really can think of how to use it properly, you know? Where basically I can never decide whether or not to use terrestrialization as a more offensive option or as a more defensive option. With some Pokemon, I tend to see it as, in a way, basically a makeshift secret power. Where basically, hidden power, I mean. Yeah, not secret power. Yeah, gotta base that strategy around secret power. You have to base it around building a secret base. But anyways, as I was saying, just hidden power. Just hidden power's removal kind of made me a little sad. Because basically, hidden power wasn't the strongest move out there. But it did add variety to some Pokemon that sorely needed it. For example, Jolteon. Jolteon with hidden power ice was a very good source of coverage. And likewise, Regieleki, basically, if you think Regieleki is powerful in its current state, imagine if Regieleki had access to hidden power ice. Yeah, basically. In fact, I've actually used a terrestrialization ice Regieleki on a few teams, and basically, actually no, not. Yeah. Actually, wait, no, I haven't. What am I saying? Basically, I've considered the idea of doing it, but then I decided to go with a more physical route for my Regieleki strategies. Just because no one anticipates the physical Regieleki. No one anticipates the physical Regieleki. No, we don't want to get the fainted Pokemon. We're all good. Though, basically, for me, I would say this, is that basically Gen 9 is the biggest example of basically power creep in Pokemon. Where basically just power creep has always existed in Pokemon, basically. Where just even going as far back as Gen 3, where basically just with the addition of Metagross. And basically how it could dominate the meta in that one. Or actually no, the Latias twins were not introduced at that point. But anyways, but Groudon and Kyogre basically. Kyogre especially. And with how Rain and Sun worked back in those days, basically. Okay, let's see what that Miltank is doing. I mean, it's right there. Okay, what you have? Might as well take you, though. Yeah, sure. Okay, but anyways, as I was saying. Then you had Gen 4 happen, where basically we got some great additions, such as Garchomp, Bronzong. You also had Origin Form Giratina, Arceus, basically, Darkrai. Just a lot of great Pokemon that basically are used in today's meta, even basically to certain degrees. They were introduced in Gen 4. Then you got Gen 5, basically, where it introduced Ferrothorn and Excadrill. But then, basically, Gen 9 with a lot of the primal with a lot of the Paradox Pokemon, just basically where a good chunk of Paradox Pokemon, basically, you put one Paradox Pokemon on a team and basically it's causing havoc. You fill up a team with Paradox Pokemon, no one's having a good time. Basically, you see a Paradox Pokemon, it's like, okay, I know what this battle's gonna become. Which is one reason why I tend to go, when I'm on Showdown, I tend to go with random Because basically with random battles, I can at least feel a little sense of validation where it's like, okay, I can't control this team. This team wasn't of my making. Yes, let's see who's inside. Okay, Togekiss. Yeah, basically, case in point, Togekiss back in the day, basically. Togekiss was something that you did not challenge. Because Togekiss could basically ruin days. Togekiss could ruin your day if it so desired. Because basically, Serene Grace and Air Slash... Okay. Okay, let's swap. Get rid of that efficient. Swap out the... Okay, we'll swap out the Geopebble. Okay, so what rare skill do you have? Oh yeah, we are definitely taking this Togekiss. Oh, beautiful. I've been noticing that Rapid Bullseye is a lot more common in basically Invitation House because that's actually how I got Biggie, basically. I found a solid house and bang. I found an Invitation House and that's how it happened. What happened? Wait, that Extrensory just take away our Awaken status? But anyways, as I was saying, basically, the thing is this, is that power creep is an inevitability when it comes to series like Pokemon, basically. It's a sad but inevitable truth, where basically, you're trying to one-up the last generation. You're trying to basically go bigger. You're trying to basically say, hey, how can we make it where this generation stands out from the last? Make stronger Pokemon, make stronger legendaries, basically. They have to make their mark somehow. Oh, that could have done something. If only that Grumpig was just one space to the right. But anyways, as I was saying, it is an inevitability. And one thing that happens with power creep is this, is that basically it makes it where you're less inclined to go back and use older Pokemon, because basically, why are you going to use older Pokemon? They're being outclassed. There's a better alternative. Why use Standard Muck when you've got a Alolan Muck? Why are you going to use regular Coughing when you have basically regular Wheezing when you have Galarian Wheezing? Though I have heard that Standard Wheezing is actually one of the more viable Gen 1 Pokemon. No, we're not recruiting you. Okay, Leap Ahead. Yeah, we'll definitely put that in there. That's a good skill. No, we're not recruiting a Claydol. Yeah, though if we lose the Grumpig, just not the end of the world. We're not reviving the Grumpig. No. Okay, though I am a little nervous of that Claydol. Now I'm really nervous of that Claydol. Guess that Claydol really respected us. We took it on at full strength, and darn it, that Claydol wanted to be part of this. Okay. Okay, we don't need a heal ribbon. So let's just get out of here. Anyways, as I was saying, basically. And it's gotten to the point where basically we get such powerful Pokemon that even basically Pokemon that were at one point the top of the game now feel weak by comparison. Basically, just look at what happened to Garchomp. Just, you'd never think that Garchomp or Landorus Theren, they would basically just brutal Pokemon that basically dominated competitive for so long would just fall into the lower dregs, you know? Heck, look at some legendaries. Just Latios, Manaphy, Darkrai. But then again with Darkrai, was it you? Who disturbed me in my sleep? Was it you? My name is Mewtwo. I came into being only to fight. I have secluded myself here in suspended animation, having dreams of small girls and Charmanders. Would you like to know why? It's quite simple. If anyone, such as you, were to come along, I could defeat them at full power. Come on! Okay. Violent Seed. Poor Mewtwo just, I will fight you at full power, and then all of a sudden Mewtwo gets frozen twice. Okay, Curly is not coming back. Though Togekiss will come back. We need 3 Togekisses. Okay. How much HP do you have? Okay. Mega Mewtwo X. Watch how we have to fight all the forms of Mewtwo. Okay. Not good, not good. Mewtwo, I am the greatest Pokemon. I was born to fight. I will fight you at full power. Also, Mewtwo launches a Shadow Ball at a Miltank. Feel kind of bad for Mewtwo at this point. Well, too bad. Cappy's coming back. Miltank, I'm sorry, you're not coming back. Actually, no. Miltank, you can come back. Simply because Mewtwo could possibly fire off another Shadow Ball. Okay, that went a lot better than I thought it was going to. Thought Mewtwo was actually going to swap into Mewtwo Y there for a second. And Mewtwo has Steamroll. Okay, Rock Polish, Rainbow Gummy, Miltank. Yeah, you know what? Miltank can join. Miltank, tank that Shadow Ball. It's got Rapid Bullseye. Of course it's going to join the team. Okay, we tackled that in a pretty good time, so let's go after the... Let's go for the Latios side quest. No, no. Okay, let's see what you got. Okay, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Fire Blast, Aerial Ace, False Swipe, Giga Impact. Yeah, I don't think we need to really teach Earthquake to a Pokemon because just Earthquake is pretty much a liability unless you have Pokemon that are... you have a team built around it. Okay, let's get rid of these Plain Seeds. As well as that Cherry Berry. Okay. Let's see what the other one has. If we can buy an invitation, let's buy an invitation. Okay, nope. Okay, let's take it out. Oh, by the way, when I went to the Desert Remains, upon reaching the end, basically just getting gold spikes and gold fossils, basically. These are pretty much the same as any other spike items, except they're more pretentious. The sparkling gold makes you feel classy. Yeah, basically throw a gold nugget at someone's head. Throw money at them. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's just deposit our money. And we'll also check the jobs, see if we have any good ones. Okay, Stormy Sea. Yeah, nothing good. Okay, we got Northern Range, 25 floors. Not going back to Buried Relic. No. Yeah, that's the thing. I am not gonna target Mew. Just because with how much it takes to get Mew. I don't want to have to deal with that. Basically, we know the conditions to get Mew. We could in theory get Mew, but it's all boils down to luck. Not to mention any traps. Just having to basically keep that in mind. So anyways, just back to what I was saying though with power creep, basically. Power creep essentially makes it where especially if you're looking in terms of just an online scene, basically. It makes it where for a series that's all about basically just bonding, friendship, just exploring and having a good time, basically. It kind of makes it where you are boxed in a corner in a way, where basically you have to use select Pokemon, and you have to basically use select strategies, otherwise you're not winning. Unless, of course, you basically just really do an out-of-the-box strategy, basically, that no one had ever seen before. Then, basically, you can stand a chance, but then, basically, you get it where people learn around that, and then, basically, they can't really be taken by surprise anymore. Where a lot of strategies that basically utilize under-the-radar Pokemon, basically. They bank a lot on surprise, basically. Just, it's never really been seen, so people don't really have a defense for it. But then once people do get that defense for it, then it becomes a thing of just, oh hey, I've seen it, I can shut it down. Like, for example, the fear strategy, basically. You see a level 1 Pokemon coming out, you know full well, hey, I'm using a multi-hit move on this thing. This thing is not standing back up, not while I'm on the watch. For example, Regidrago, basically. Regidrago, basically, is one of those Pokemon where you don't really anticipate to see it. So, a lot of people don't really know that Regidrago is packing a move that is essentially a Dragon-type version of Water Spout. So combine that in a double battle setting with a Pokemon that knows Tailwind, such as Tornadus. Basically, which gets to go first because of Prankster. You have choice specs on it. It's not gonna be pretty for you. Basically, when you get that Dragon Force, just hitting you like a ton of bricks. Seriously. I have seen Pokemon just get absolutely wrecked by that strategy, but then, once people realize it, they come in packing their fairy types, they come in just packing their taunt users, and they're shutting things down. They're shutting that strategy down before it can even get off the ground. Yeah, and when it comes to the world of online battling, a lot of people like to quote Karen from the Elite Four, basically, in Johto, where basically her words about strong Pokemon, weak Pokemon, it does not matter. Use the Pokemon that you want to use. Well, frankly, the thing is this. If Karen felt so strongly about that, why not go into the Elite Four with basically a level, with a Houndour, basically? Just go in with some weak Pokemon, you know? Where basically, it is a definitive thing where there are Pokemon that are stronger than others, basically. Just that fact can't be hidden. Just, you can't deny it. And as much as I do like to try to use Pokemon that I like using because I want to use them, I want to have fun, basically. Just, there are limits, and you have to accept that if you want to be high on the ladder, basically, you are going to have to conform to basically, to just mainstream strategies. Yeah, sure, you can see some outliers here and there, but for the most part, you have to have basically that strategy going on. Where basically, for example, just the famous Pachirisu, basically. That basically swept champions back in the day, basically. It wasn't that Pachirisu alone that managed to win that battle, basically. Just, that team was also packing in, basically, Gothiel. It was packing just Garchomp. It was packing a Tyranitar, I believe. So, basically, I know at the very least it was packing a Garchomp. So yeah, basically, it was not like I'm gonna use it wasn't like a Misfits team, it wasn't like a Mighty Duck situation that was going on in that battle. But still, I do like to try to basically use Pokemon that are just more under the radar myself, that I tend to like. For example, basically Bellibolt. Basically, Gen 9. Bellibolt is a is an amazing Pokemon to use because basically, because in the main game, while it can be a little hard to get basically, in the base game, it can be hard to get basically Bellibolt up to its full potential because, you see, in order to get Bellibolt up to its full potential, you need to get Parabolic Charge on it. However, Parabolic Charge is not a normal move for it, basically. In order to get Parabolic Charge, you need to basically use a duplication item while having a Dedenne in your party. This in turn allows for you to basically transfer the Parabolic Charge over to Bellibolt, which I find to be a little ridiculous. I mean, why not make it where it's a egg move? Put Bellibolt and Pachirisu in the same egg group. Bang, bang, basically, just makes the move a lot more accessible and makes Bellibolt a lot more viable in just the base game itself. But yeah, basically, with Bellibolt, you look at stats and it's like, ugh, I don't want to use Bellibolt, this thing's gonna die. Basically, because basically Bellibolt is more or less a punching bag with feet. In a sense, similar to Wobbuffet. Because basically, like Wobbuffet, Bellibolt is very much HP based. It doesn't really have that strong of an attack stat. However, basically, because of its ability, just Bellibolt can Bellibolt can get a free charge, essentially, which makes it where Parabolic Charge then becomes an absolute beast of a move. And if you combine that with, say, delays. Forgot to get an invitation in my inventory. And no matter. But anyways, I'm trying to think about what I was saying. We're basically Bellibolt, Parabolic Charge, Big Roots. You have a beautiful thing going on, even against Pokemon that aren't weak to it. Not to mention, Bellibolt has a surprisingly good move pool. Where basically, Bellibolt just can learn, say, Soak. You can basically turn any Pokemon into a water type to make it weak to Parabolic Charge. You also have it where okay, that Ninjask is dying. Sorry, Ninjask. It's been real. Okay, so anyways. Okay, I feel really sad. Is this a fixed floor? Okay, but anyways, as I was saying, basically, it can be really fun to use Pokemon that you like to use. But as I was saying, just don't try to be the type of player where you think, oh, the game is truly busted because I can't use the Pokemon that I want to play. Well, basically, it's that sacrifice where you're either playing for fun or you're playing for the prestige. Why am I getting so melancholic and serious all of a sudden with this? Yeah, for me, one Pokemon that I've always loved was Snorlax. You know, Snorlax is just a sad case where at one point Snorlax was basically top of the ladder, basically. Even in Gen 3, Snorlax could easily hold its own. Though Gen 4, that's where I noticed Snorlax starting to lose its edge. And then before I knew it, just bang, Snorlax is basically just bottom rung, essentially. Which is really disappointing, considering that Snorlax has a great design to it. Where basically I love the rotund nature of Snorlax, I love the color scheme. I like its head shape. I know it's random, but just Snorlax is a good head shape. Yeah, Jumpluff is a Pokemon that basically that I find is also slept on, because basically Jumpluff can be an amazing physical attacker if you give it a focus sash, basically. You give it a focus sash, basically, just people are going to naturally want to use an Ice type move against Jumpluff. It's squad weak. It's not that buff. So basically, you get that natural sense of satisfaction with just blasting it with an Ice type move. But then just that Sash kicks in, and that's when Jumpluff goes insane. You basically can sleep powder, and then basically from there you can just Swords Dance and acrobatics. I have surprisingly taken people by surprise with that strategy. Okay, defense 102, yeah, we'll give it to us. It would be good to have that sort of thing. But anyways, back to a prior topic, Darkrai. What is on these floors? One time I don't bring an invitation. But anyways, as I was saying earlier, Darkrai. Darkrai is a really weird case where basically how Darkrai basically got bumped down to OU. But yet, in my personal opinion, Darkrai could, in a way, be viable in Uber tiers. But actually, no. Darkrai would not be viable in Uber tiers. Basically, you get Fluttering Mane just absolutely wrecking it. Darkrai doesn't take Fluttering Mane out in one hit. Fluttering Mane's taking out Darkrai. But basically, as I was saying though, just with Darkrai, its fall was a lot more understandable, basically, considering that just Darkrai's main bread and butter, its entire gimmick, which was made abundantly clear in the anime, was it using Dark Void to essentially leave the opponent helpless. And then basically it sets up, or basically just pelts them with attacks. However, with Dark Void going from pretty much high 90s accuracy, basically 195 accuracy, down to basically less than a hypnosis, just Darkrai lost its main thing, especially since in double battles, Dark Void would make everyone fall asleep. It wasn't just one Pokemon falling asleep. Okay, there we go. It wasn't just one Pokemon going to sleep in a double battle if Dark Void was used. It was two. So essentially, just the opponent would get doubly screwed. Because basically, not only would Darkrai be able to just 7 do what it wants, but the other Pokemon could do what it wants. For example, let's say you had a Ninjask on your team, basically. You got Ninjask, and it's using... And basically, it's setting up for basically a classic baton pass sort of thing. Just, the opponent is absolutely helpless. They lose a turn swapping out, which in turn gives Ninjask basically another turn of setting up a Swords Dance or setting up another speed boost. Which in turn makes it where the other Pokemon, the new Pokemon that'll come out... Okay, thought that was an enemy for a second. Where basically just... that baton pass is going to be even deadlier, and just, you can't do anything about it. But I will say this, just, I've always found it, just, ever since it happened. Basically, I've always been disappointed in just the baton pass ban. Where basically, to be honest, baton pass, it was not really all that... There really wasn't that much variety to the strategy, where basically, where there was a very, very small pool of Pokemon that was using baton, that could really pull off a baton pass strategy, with Ninjask being the main offender. And basically, so if anyone saw a Ninjask coming along, they would be more than ready to pull out their taunts. Because it's not like the Ninjask is going to be used for attack. That Ninjask is going to be using one of two moves on that first turn. It's either going to be using a Swords Dance, or it's going to be using a Protect. So basically, you can easily see it coming, and then basically just bang, get my taunt user out. Yeah, that Ninjask may have a Pokemon may have a move at its disposal. I mean, basically, just... But it's not like... I guess this monster house just likes Ninjask. They support Ninjask in this house. No, we're not recruiting you. No, we're not going to recruit you. And we are not recruiting you. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll recruit you for this dungeon. Oh, you fool. No, we're not recruiting you. No, we're not going to recruit. Actually, yeah, we'll recruit you. Yeah, we'll get rid of the Beautifly. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, right, Baton Pass. Basically. It wasn't like you were basically it wasn't like Baton Pass was the strategy that was basically, that was dooming houses. It wasn't like, Baton Pass only really caught you, really was devastating if you were not prepared for Baton Pass. Where, like I said, Baton Pass could be easily shut down with basically a simple taunt strategy. By that logic, basically, why not take away every strategy that basically involves setup, basically? Any strategy that involves, say, that involves basically stall. Basically, for me, stall is just one thing I do not ever look forward to encountering. Where basically, while it can be satisfying to utilize a stall team yourself, it makes battles just move at a snail's pace, and you don't know whether you should just give up to just save yourself the headache, or if you should just tough it out. Because sometimes you have it where you do get lucky with a stall team, whether it's be in the form of a critical hit, where just something didn't go off the way the stall user planned, or basically just a whole bunch of other things. Or you actually managed to come up with a strategy that basically managed to throw them for a loop. You never know who you're dealing with. Which is why you want to basically... Okay, let's use that calcium. Which is why you want to basically engage yourself with it. You want to basically take your chances. Though for me, I prefer hyper-offensive teams when it comes to Pokemon that I'm battling. So at least with a hyper-offensive team, yeah, chances are I'm going to get my ass handed to me. But at least my ass is going to be handed to me in a swift manner, where it's not going to feel like I lost a bunch of time out of it. It's not going to make me feel like I have to get some sort of Pyrrhic victory, you know, where I have to make it where my opponent loses a half hour as well. Just really show them, you know? Okay, let's eat that cherry berry. Gotta love that cherry berry. Yeah, though for me, one of my most memorable breeding activity, when it comes to breeding Pokemon, one of my most memorable moments was when I was trying to get a Clefairy for a double battle team, where I wanted to basically just get a decent Clefairy that I could use as a defensive wall with Ally Guard as its ability. That way, basically, I could have it where the Clefairy is providing support, just follow me, as well as basically Moonlight, and just make it where it's this glorious force. So basically, I'm trying to get this Clefairy, and the thing with breeding for a Clefairy is that basically, because Cleffa exists, just you breed for a Clefairy, that Cleffa is going to be born. you're going to get Clefairy out of the egg. And in order to basically, and since baby Pokemon can't breed, for some reason, basically you have a Clefairy, it's not going to be able to breed with your Ditto. You would have to evolve it. So basically, you would have to run around with a Clefairy that had potential, basically. It was not perfect. It had that potential. And even then, that Clefairy may not produce just award-winning children, basically. So it would just all depend on just your luck. And you would be having to basically get this Clefairy evolved. You'd have to get this Clefairy evolved into a Clefairy, and then you could use it to breed and basically boost things up. You know what? We'll get rid of Zatsu. Actually, no. No. We'll get rid of you guys that Ninjask. Yeah, goodbye. Okay. Yeah, so basically, and oh, another thing. Just the sandstorm, basically making it where basically Sandveil is banned as an ability. Now, I understand that basically evasion is a stat that basically is controversial, because basically evasion does turn a battle into just a pure match of luck. Where basically, are you going to hit the opponent? It's just like how Chatter got banned, basically, as a move, because, well, you use Chatter, it's a solid hitting flying type move that confuses the target 100% of the time. So Chatot could be an absolute menace on the field, especially if it's set up with a nasty plot. So basically, because of that, in a way, I can understand the banning of moves like, say, Double Team. But Sandveil, I believe as an ability, basically, it's perfectly valid. Because basically, Sandveil requires you to build around it. It requires you to basically have a Pokemon that either A, is utilizing Sandstorm, basically, to set it up. Or is using Sandveil to basically get up on the field. And on top of that, just the ability is only active while the Sandstorm is active. So basically, so all you need to do to basically move past Sandveil, basically, in order to beat it, is just to wait it out. Say you have a Pokemon with Protect on your team. Or have a Pokemon with Mold Breaker, basically. You know what? We'll just swap this one out. Okay. I know I picked something up. Efficiency Bandana. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Okay. We'll get rid of... I know that we have something. Yeah, we'll get rid of that Iron Spike. Actually, you know what? We'll replace that Iron Spike with the other rocks. With the Geopebble. Okay, there we go. But anyways, back to the whole point with Sandveil, basically. Sandveil was an ability that you had to work around, basically. It was an ability that basically that wasn't a guarantee. It wasn't like basically it wasn't a surefire thing where it's going to go off. Because like I said, it could get canceled out with another weather condition. You go in with basically, say, a Politoed. You go in with a Pelipper, a Torkoal, basically. A lot of Pokemon that are running mad in the meta nowadays. Just they would put an instant end to that Sandveil ability. And by that luck, and then by that logic, why not ban it where Excadrill can't use any of its standard abilities? Or ban Slush Rush. Because those abilities work on the same sort of logic. Where basically just you are banking on a weather condition. And you have to use that weather condition to basically to your advantage. And on top of that, basically, just Sandvale was arguably one of the big things that Cacturn had going for it. The Cacnea line had going for it. Because basically, they were all... Basically, they were immune to Sandstorm because of that. Okay, let's get going. I can't believe we're almost done. I guess talking about subjects like this just makes the dungeon go by a lot faster, you know, than just focusing on, hey, I gotta get to the end, I gotta get to the end, I gotta get to the end. Just talking about Pokemon, but anyways. And one reason why, basically, that whole... But back to that Clefairy topic. One reason why that is such a memorable moment for me is because that's actually when I got one of my favorite Pokemon that I had ever bred. My Togekiss. Basically. Where... Just... That thing was actually a byproduct. Because basically... Because... The Togekiss parent, basically the Togetic parent that I basically had, I got through a Wonder Trade, and I was using that Togetic because basically I was starting to hit a brick wall with one of the Ditto parents I was using to breed up that Clefairy. So I figured, hey, you know what? I already have just this great Pokemon. I already have this great Togetic. Might as well breed it, you know? And so while I was getting my Clefairy, I got Togetic. And funnily enough, basically, just when I finally did get that Clefairy, it was magnificent. It was a literal perfect Clefairy, basically. I'm talking perfect IVs. Not like this one Makahita I was breeding for. I was trying to breed for a Hariyama one time, basically. And so... I am breeding just Makahita after Makahita after Makahita. And lo and behold, I get a shiny Makahita. And I'm looking at its IVs, and it's looking good. HP, perfect. Defense, perfect. Then it gets the special attack, perfect. But then, special defense, not perfect. Speed, perfect. So basically, I ended up nicknaming that Makahita Anakin, because I'm like, you are the chosen one, Anakin! You are supposed to be a solid Pokemon, not fall short. Oh, who are you? I see, you're trying to get your TMs back. But, nobody can stop me. I'm the Eon Pokemon Latios. So what, you think that exempts you from paying? If you really want your teams back, you have to take them from me. Yeah, what? And we're not reviving you. We're not keeping you anyways. Yeah, you like it. Really, too bad we didn't have Kecleon join us for this dungeon, because otherwise, we could have easily kicked this Latios' ass. Why is it that Latios can steal TMs and basically it only gets a mild beatdown from us? Meanwhile, basically, we bring in... Oh yeah, how you like it, Latios? But yet, when we steal items, we get an entire army of Kecleons coming after us. I have to go. There's somewhere that I have to go. If I don't hurry, my little sister. Okay, Smackdown, DX Gummy, Rainbow Gummy. Yeah, we'll take Xatu. Jump Pluff, no, you are not joining. We already have a Jump Pluff. As much as I want to, no, we already have plenty. You can join. And we just drag Latios back. Look, he's waking up. Okay, give us your money. Where? This is Pokemon Square, where no one can hear you scream. You fainted in the northern range, so we brought you back here so we can interrogate you and take your money and your organs. You! How dare you steal my fine selection of quality merchandise! For that you will die! 1,000 fury swipes! You had better be prepared for harsh justice! Just a darkness comes over. All your items are gonna become plain seeds. Now wait. There must be a good reason for this. We should at least hear that. Ah, that's right. I have to get my sister. Ouch! Take it easy. You can't fly for now. Tell me, how do you justify what you've done? I have a younger sister. Her name's Latias. Latias crashed somewhere in Pitfall Valley. What? Pitfall Valley? What is that? What is Pitfall Valley? It is near the northern range. They say that anyone so unlucky as to fall into Pitfall Valley will never again emerge. Latias and I were flying over the northern range when suddenly what appeared to be a meteorite struck Latias on the wing. Her wing disabled by the blow, Latias tumbled into the depths of Pitfall Valley. A meteorite? The Womp, do you think maybe that was a chunk of the blown up meteor? I went to Pitfall Valley in hopes of rescuing my sister, but I made a little headway, but I was up to the task. So that drove you to steal technical machines. You had to steal Fire Blast and Rock Polish. You had to learn Rock Polish. Yes, I intend to make amends after I saved my sister. But that doesn't mean I can get away with thievery. It was wrong and I'm sorry. Oh my! It's not a problem at all. For a reason so compelling, it can't be helped. However, even if you were to plumb the depths of Pitfall Valley, what would you do then? The lowest regions of Pitfall Valley are a void. You will wander forever, neither falling nor living. What then? So much time has passed since my sister's capture. Latias hasn't been able to climb out of the depths. She's all alone down there. Even if I end up like her, unable to escape, 2 would be better than 1. Latias wouldn't have to be so alone. How foolish. Do you think Latias wishes for that? But it's a place you can't escape, isn't it? I don't see how we could do a rescue in a place like that. What about a rescue badge? No, there is. There's but one possible way. You can? How? You already have the means in your possession. The teleport gem. Use that. The teleport gem? The one we used to get up to the sky where Rayquaza lives? Exactly. If you were to use that teleport gem from deep within Pitfall Valley. That's it! If we did that, we could escape with Latias. Thwomp! This is a rescue the only we can do. Let's get to Latias. Interesting though how they changed up the dialogue there. In the original version of the game, Alakazam basically it's noted that the teleport gem lacks the energy to take us back to Sky Pillar. However, basically, it has enough to get us out of the pit, which would explain how in the original version of the game you had to have HM Fly in your inventory in order to reach Sky Pillar after you beat Rayquaza the first time. But I guess they decided to just take that twist out of this version of the game. Okay, how many apples do we have? Okay. 3 apples, 1 big. Okay, I think we're doing pretty well. We'll sell that Rossberry. And then we'll head out to Pitfall Valley. But yeah, we're making great progress. Okay, so anyways, let's sell. Okay, we'll sell that bandana. We'll store the spikes. And we'll store that empowerment seed as well while we're here. Okay. This time we'll actually bring an invitation. Okay, invitation, invitation, invitation. Yeah, it would be nice to basically have the items in alphabetical order. Okay, let's store. Iron spikes, as well as the empowerment seed. Okay, let's check out the mission board, see if we got any good ones. First off, let's deposit our money. Even though, really, at this point, we have more than enough money to go around for the rest of the game. Because it's not like we're going to go on a spending spree or anything. Okay, Dark Knight Relic. Fiery Field, yes. Do I have any for Grand C? Okay, yeah, we'll get that Grand C one. Wait, do I have Stormy Sea? Stormy Sea and Unknown Relic. Let's see if we have those. Yeah, we got Stormy Sea, might as well. And Unknown Relic. Okay, let's get going. Now, Pitfall Valley in the original version of this game, this could be a scary dungeon, because towards the bottom, you would have to deal with Aerodactyls. There were floors where there was nothing but Aerodactyls. And Aerodactyls, like I said, have pressure and solid defenses. So basically, you could easily get your ass handed to you by a bunch of Aerodactyls if you weren't careful. Though, that's even more so nowadays, since basically you don't have regular attacks on you. Basically, since you don't have regular attacks, everything revolves around PP, which makes pressure all the more deadly of an ability. Because yes, while moves were basically the bread and butter of basically your strategies in the original game, at the very least, if you basically wanted to conserve, you could just go in with standard attacks, and we're not stealing from you. This is a trap. We're not falling for the trap. Okay, so anyways. So, yeah. So let's get back to just talking about other things in the world of Pokemon for me. Basically. Just another Pokemon that I never thought I would grow an attachment to. Just Rhyperior. Basically. For me, Rhyperior was always one of those Pokemon where I was like, do I really want to use a Rhyperior, you know? Because I always felt that Rhyperior was basically where it wanted to be bulky, it wanted to be a wall, but yet it couldn't because of, well, just its has that dual rock ground type, so basically it's got a lot of vulnerabilities to it. However, basically, that's when I realized the power of Rocksteady, its ability, basically solid rock, Rocksteady, basically whatever have you. Because basically, that ability basically makes it where your moves deal, you take half damage from attacks, from super effective attacks. So basically, let's say you get hit by a move that is a ×2 weakness. That move is going to be instantly reduced to 1 time. Likewise, you only have to deal with, a 4-time move will become 2 times effective. So essentially, with that in mind, just Rhyperior actually gains a bunch of resistances. And if you combine that with an Assault Vest, Rhyperior can be a surprisingly tanky against special attacks, which can really throw people for a loop. Though Rhyperior isn't invincible. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter how fast you're moving or how hard you hit. If you don't have the defense, bang. Yeah, we'll take a round far-fetched. Yeah, we'll take another far-fetched with a rare ability. Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. Okay. Yeah, just think about topics to discuss. Yeah, Hitmonchan was another one. In fact, basically just Gen 6 was a very experimental period for me because of Wonder Trade, basically. Wonder Trade being the thing that it was just opened doors for me because just Wonder Trade was full of rejects because basically people were like, hey, why release a Pokemon when I can simply just Wonder Trade it? Basically, just I may not be able to use this Pokemon that doesn't have perfect IVs, but someone may. So a lot of Pokemon that I would end up breeding for, basically, they were created from Wonder Trade Pokemon. So yeah, that was just a very interesting thing for me back in the day, where I would be turned on to basically just using certain Pokemon that I would never think about because I was like, hey, you know what, I got this Pokemon, might as well make use of it, you know? Yeah, though before we got Paradox Pokemon, just back to the topic of power creep. Before we got Paradox Pokemon, we had the Ultra Beasts. The thing with the Ultra Beasts is that while there were good... Actually, nah, that really can't be said, because I was about to say, just, while some Ultra Beasts were just very deadly, others were just... They came up short. For example, Guzzlord, basically. Guzzlord, amazing HP, solid stats, but just overall lackluster move pool. Where if Guzzlord had some good setup, if it had good setup and good bulk and decent bulk, it could have been just an absolute beast. Which is a real shame considering that it does look pretty badass. Though for me, my personal favorite Ultra Beast to use was just Stakataka. Because Stakataka was a Trick Room master, basically. Where you could easily set up Stakataka to be basically just an absolute scary thing. You put a weakness policy on Stakataka, put in Trick Room, just your opponents are coming back. You get Rock Blast on that thing. Just you should have seen some battles I had with just Stack Attacka back in the day. Stack Attacka could be an absolute team sweeper. Kartana was another Pokemon that basically was... It was essentially the Flutter Mane of its day. Were just very frail, but yet at the same time... Okay. We'll give it to Delcatty. Where basically it could hit like a truck, but it had the defensive paper. So basically it got hit and, well, it wasn't bouncing back. But if the Stack Attacka could hit first, if the Kartana could hit first, then basically just, you weren't coming back from that. And that's honestly what I think is going to happen to basically the Paradox Pokemon after this generation, where basically they're just going to become a thing of the past, where basically just a novelty. Because honestly, Paradox Pokemon cannot be allowed to basically become a mainstay, you know, because for one thing, basically just that was one of the unique things of this generation, where basically just these Pokemon from a different world, and on top of that, basically just Paradox Pokemon could easily overshadow the next generation, funnily enough. But just one Pokemon that I bred in the past, basically, was a Dugtrio that I created for a Sandstorm team. Where basically, it was running Sand Force. And what the Dugtrio had was basically, it would run a Focus Sash. So that way, basically, it could definitely set up the Sandstorm. And then basically from there, just have it where the Dugtrio would just go absolutely insane with basically Earth Power, basically, and all other kinds of moves. Even Sucker Punching. And it was actually a surprisingly easy Pokemon for me to get just to basically breed for, because I actually got lucky. I got lucky and I managed to get it within just in just 2 or so hours. Meanwhile, I had some Pokemon, like for example, that Clefairy I was mentioning, which I ended up nicknaming Butters after South Park, the South Park character. So basically, that one took pretty much a full week. So yeah, then once I got Power Save, I just decided to just create my Pokemon that way, you know, basically just cut straight to the chase. That way I could focus on battling with those Pokemon instead of basically just spending weeks upon weeks just trying to breed for the Pokemon. Because it wasn't just a matter of just strategy, it was just time at that point. Where basically, because you never know. Okay, yeah, we got this. So anyways, as I was saying, basically. Yeah, we went that way already. As I was saying, basically. I have zero objections to people using software shortcuts like Power Save, where basically to breed a legitimate Pokemon. Because as long as the Pokemon is legitimate, basically, it's not this hacked monster that basically is running an illegal ability or illegal moves, then basically there is truly no difference between basically bringing that Pokemon in via Power Save, basically constructing it that way, or having it where basically just no difference between just getting it legitimately or creating it with Power Save, other than basically just you had to spend about a good week getting the normal one, whereas the Power Save one you get in basically just a couple minutes. And it's not like you can really tell the difference between a Power Save Pokemon and a legitimate Power Save Pokemon versus a legitimately bred Pokemon. And I'm just feeling drowsy right now. Okay. Okay, nice on you. Nice on you. Yeah, you don't have to fight Latias. All you have to do is just reach her. So that's pretty nice. But still, I hands down prefer the Latias quests over the field quests. Basically the Clear Feather quest line, because basically 25 floors. I will take 25 floors. I will take 25 floors and sing a song about it. But 30 floors, that's where I draw the line, you know? Because basically it's just that difference, you know? It's like the difference between water and steam. Just, it can be only 1 degree, but darn it, but it really just does feel like it's its own world, you know? Okay, no, we're not gonna bring you on. We already have enough Pokemon. As much as I don't want to do this, we have no choice. Okay, so anyways, if we head down here, where are we gonna find? Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll bring in the Swablu. Okay, we'll get rid of the Pidgey, just because we already have better Pidgey. Okay, for a second that noise almost spooked me a little. Yeah, for me, I remember back in the day, I wanted to create a competitive team, basically, in Pokemon X version. And I didn't know the first thing about, basically, getting a competitive viable Pokemon. Basically. I did not really know about just Super Training, which back in the day, back in Gen 6, Super Training was an amazing thing. Because you could control the EVs. You could control those EVs with a great deal of precision. It wasn't like, oh hey, I have to go and hope that I run into this one specific Pokemon 17 times. It was the thing of just, hey, you want to EV train for special attack? EV train for special attack. You want to go regular attack? Go regular attack. The world was your oyster. But I did not know the first thing about EV training. I didn't know anything about IVs. So basically, I thought it was all about the moves. I thought it was all about those moves. And so basically, I was trying to train up this pure dark type team. It was the saddest dark type team you'd ever seen. I'm thinking my big thing. Psycho Slash on a freaking, cannot think of it. Not Pawnard. A Bisharp. I thought that was the epitome of just absolute Pokemon strategy. Of course, I know better nowadays. And that's one reason why I love Pokemon Showdown. Because basically, it takes all of the work out of IV and EV training. And you just select your Pokemon, and then you just go into a battle. No struggle, no fuss, no muss. Fiber Seed, Decoy Seed, Bone, Vector Scarf, yeah, there you go. Oh! I did not mean to do that. I have a pet Tri-Orb. Okay, we got the escape orb just in case. Hold him back! Go, 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 go! I did not mean to steal the item! I pressed B by accident! I pressed B by accident, damn it! I pressed B by accident! Don't you look, don't take it! I didn't mean to do this! All because I forgot to I pressed the B button by accident. Oh my god, to pack a Joy Seed just in case I press the B button? This shouldn't have happened! Come on, let's get out of here. No! Wait. I always bring a Warp Seed. Better yet, stay away wand. We're out of here. Okay. Should I just use the stay away wand? Okay, how many reviver seeds did we blow through? Okay, we blew through all of our tiny reviver seeds, but hey, we can easily restock. We can easily restock. We still have 4 regulars, as well as our revivals. All to get a 1,000... Even though we had the money, we had more than enough money to buy. Well, now I'm awake. Okay. Well, let's just try to get out of here. Let's try to get out of here. Speaking of which, Kecleon, another Pokemon that basically I had a lot of fun with in Gen 6, with basically it gaining just... with it gaining protein as its hidden ability. Essentially, just with it being able to be essentially a bulkier version of Greninja. Not to mention, just Kecleon could learn Drain Punch. It could also learn Shadow Sneak, so you could easily just get a one-up on just people who try to basically use fighting type moves on you. And it's overall a fun time. Not to mention, just Kecleon could use Recover. This is why you keep a Stay Away wand with you, just in case of something like that happening. At least now that that's done with, we can basically just work our way through. Yeah, Kecleon, how disappointing. You know, it would be nice if basically they would give you just a second chance to basically pay for it, you know? Like, have it where, are you sure? Yeah, love how basically in modern games, they basically like, are you sure you want to do this? Yeah, are you sure you want to leave your house? You sure you want to start the game? And then basically, something that can kick your ass, like, nah, you don't need it. You don't need it. You need to be punished for your sins. Yeah, sure, we'll take this Aerodactyl. But still, Kecleon is not your friend. It would have been funny if we could have recruited Kecleon from basically that one from just that mistake. No, we're not. Yeah, we'll swap that for a Plain Seed. Yeah, but basically, those situations, as you can see, they can get nasty. That's why you never want to steal from Kecleon. Kecleon will make you feel pain for your sins. You will pay for your sins with Kecleon. Okay? Yeah, I'm wondering if they're going to have the design, they're going to have the setting change that was in the original. Where basically, once you got deep enough in this dungeon, you would have it where just this place would be just, you get more of a cave setting. Though I think that this place actually has, that this place was actually reduced in floor number, because I could have sworn that basically in the original, basically, this dungeon, as well as the one where we fought Latios in, had around 40 floors. But hey, I'm not complaining. A shorter dungeon is always a delight. Because basically, just... I know that that may sound like it's going against the whole point of this game. Where basically this whole point of this game is just, hey, survive the dungeon. Make your way through. And while I can appreciate that, and while I am happy to do that in basically shorter dungeons like this, just in longer dungeons, it becomes all the more stressful, because basically, speaking of which, when are we going to unlock Stormy Sea? Are we going to unlock it just after this one? But anyways, just back to the topic at hand. Where basically, when you have a longer dungeon, say a 99 floor dungeon, or even a dungeon that's, say, 60 floors, no, we're not. Basically, you have a longer dungeon. Just the longer the dungeon is, the more stressful it is, because you have a lot more riding on it. The stakes are a lot higher. And don't forget that this game It's all randomly generated, basically. Except in a few circumstances. Basically. Just your floor layout, items, Pokemon, of what Pokemon you're going to run into. It's a pretty much a flip of the coin. So naturally, you're going to be on edge. And just the deeper you go down those dungeons, the more stressful it is. And it's not like, oh hey, you lose a dungeon, no problem, you can just start again. The worst thing that's going to happen is basically your trip was all for naught. But no, if you lose a dungeon, you lose a good chunk of your items. You lose all your money that you had on you. So basically, just you don't want to take the risk. And so you're all the more reluctant to go to the harder dungeons that have a greater challenge to them. And frankly, I think that part of the reason why they decided to handle it like that was because that way, basically, you'd be all the more likely to use the rescue feature, basically. Where you faint in a dungeon, you can basically just have a friend rescue you. Or, just from what I've researched, basically, in this remake, you could actually basically go in with another set of Pokemon on your team to go rescue your team, which is pretty interesting, you know. You save your team, you're able to pick up where you left off, you keep your items, and just everyone comes out happier. Yeah, they did shorten this dungeon. Because basically, I think that by now, you would definitely see the cave transition. So, like I said, I have no objections to them making a dungeon shorter. Western Cave, while the Pokemon were stronger, I appreciated that 20 floor length. I did. It made it where, basically, it felt a lot more manageable. A lot easier to digest. Okay, now we don't need to revive Ammonite. I know we're passing this by, but darn it, we need to conserve resources. At least we don't have a legendary fight after this. We can just save Latias. She and Latios are going to join the team, and everyone comes out happier. Thank you. Okay, let's head up. Okay, good on ya, Cappy. Okay, let's head on down. But yeah, one dungeon that I am kind of interested with how they'll handle. One dungeon that in this game that I'm curious about how what differences are going to be found in it. Is going to be one that we're going to be receiving very soon. Basically, the one that is associated with Deoxys. A dungeon that is arguably one of the nastiest in the original game. Which I'll explain more when we actually get to it. Heck, we may actually get to it in today's video. Because basically, that one is a relatively shorter one as well. But it is one of those where just it will push you. Okay, no, I don't care if it has a link skill. We're really not going to be using that. No, we're not using a Pounce Wand, Max Ether. Yeah, we can get away with without having Brutal Swing. Though, Bone Meringue is pretty much our bread and butter. Bone Rush would have also been a pretty good move to have. But, I did not want to put it on just because Bone Meringue does the job just fine, and it has that range coverage to it. I mean, look at that damage we're getting. Yeah, we'll sell this one. I love how a trap actually took out an enemy Pokemon for once. Okay, so anyways. Let's get up here. I think it's actually gonna be in the lower section. But I might as well check the upper as well. Just to be on the safe side. But yeah, basically. Things are only gonna get harder from us from here on out. Where we're gonna have just a lot more. We're not reviving you, sorry. Okay, nice. Huh. It seems like if you get a status condition, that causes the awakening status to wear off. Interesting. Yeah, but really, I do kind of miss the cave setting from the original game. Just because, it really added a sense of isolation to the abyss. Meanwhile, just this version, it looks pretty nice. I mean, if you were trapped in this place forever, I mean, hey, it's not like basically it could be worse, you know? You could be trapped in worse places. Yeah, we'll take the notorious healing one. We do not need to waste an Oran Berry on this. Okay, we're coming out of this dungeon with 1,000 more Poké that basically we... Okay, this is the final floor. Never mind. We're coming out of this dungeon with 1,000 more Poké than we would have anticipated, considering that we accidentally stole from a Kegleon shop. All because I was pressing the B button. Okay, thank you. No, we're not gonna take you along. We're not gonna get any money out of you. We're not reviving. No, we're not reviving Yanma. We don't need to revive Yanma. We were gonna sell Yanma anyways.
You are? Did you maybe come to save me? Yes, I'll be fine. My wing is still damaged a little, but I can go.
Okay, Rainbow Gummy, Bronze Tickets, DX Gummy, Reviver Seed, nice. Aerodactyl with Wary Walk. And we'll take the Wary Walk one. No, we are not. Okay, didn't know which Aerodactyl died, so...
Latias! Latios! You're safe, this is incredible. I'm so sorry I caused you so much worry.
Oh, this is great, it's so touching. Oh, but... And then Purple Cuckoo, yeah, that's great. So, where's my money? My sister's safe, all thanks to you. To be honest, I came close to giving up, but we're back together again. It's happiness beyond words. We owe you so much gratitude. Thank you.
It's okay, really. Just give us some money and it's all good. When you put it that way, it's even a little embarrassing.
However, we have no money or any other way of repaying your kindness. And Skate,
What?
really, we're thankful, but just we can't pay you anything. And then Skate,
Back, give me the crystal.
and then just back in the abyss. So it's the least we can do. May we join your rescue team?
Huh? We would like to join Team Bumbo and help your team work.
Would that work? Would you be willing to accept us on your rescue team?
Really? Of course, we're happy to have you.
Thwomp, you're on board, right?
Done. You're our fellow members from now on. Great to have you. We are gonna work you to the bone. You're gonna pay us back everything you owe tenfold.
Thanks for having us.
Delighted to join.
Mind over matter? No. And shared happiness? No. We're not nicknaming you? The next morning.
Recruit Mew, and then maybe you can actually progress with things.
Okay, deposits. Okay, let's see what missions we got. Sister Woods, Southern Cavern. Okay, Western Cave. 2-star mission. Yeah, might as well take it. Do we have a Southern Cavern? Okay, yes we do. We have a Southern Cavern. Okay, Howling Forest. Do we have Howling Forest? Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll tackle that 2-star mission. Just to basically boost up our rank. So... yeah, we don't need any items for the time being. Yeah, there we go. We'll deposit the 2 Pokey. Okay, charge beam. Nah, we're all good there. Okay, now it's a matter of just trying to basically just trigger the other events. Aha! Okay, looks like we got Stormy Sea. I've heard of a weather anomaly afflicting a certain sea. They say a whirlpool stretches from sea to sky in a colossal tornado. It is said to be near the legendary island. It hasn't caused any damage so far as I know, but it does concern me. Will you travel to the legendary island and observe what's taking place? Ah, good. You accept the job. I hope for the best from you. Okay, looks like we're getting a bunch of events triggered.
We found it at last. Yes, find it we did. My wish, it will finally come true. Hi now, don't forget about my wish. Listen, Ekans, we must keep this a secret just between the two of us. We can't tell any Pokemon, not even Gengar. You know what'll happen if Gengar finds out.
He will try to lynch us. He's already trying to build another noose. He's trying to build the super noose, the omega noose, a gallows with 20 nooses available. I know that. Let's decide on how we're going to do this. First, I don't know anything. Me too. I don't know a thing. I don't know anything that making wishes come true. I know nothing. Those fools, they don't know what they are walking into. It's that absolute mess. But yeah, we're not going to tackle that dungeon in this video, just because it's a 99 floor one, and you know how that can be, basically how long that can be, as seen with the buried relic. Fire, ice, and electricity. When the three powers merge as one, the Guardian of the Sea is said to arise. Our arrival at the Leisure Island, the three of us caused the Sea Guardian to awaken. It is what caused whirlpools to grow into tornadoes. I have here the Vortex Stone. Bearing it, you will gain passage to the sea's tornadoes. It will lead you to a place called the Silver Trench. There you will find the Guardian of the Sea. Now go! The Guardian of the Sea awaits you! Yeah, though it's kind of interesting just seeing a friend area in its actual full form in this game, instead of just the backdrop. And Silver Trench. What's that Fampy doing? I misread mine and went to Wishcat's Pond. Those two are still whispering. When I go near them, they shoot me away. Really, I want to know what they're talking about. We just push Fampy around. We can bully a Fampy. How is this even happening? You ready, Ekans? I think two of us going into that dungeon is the best idea. If either one of us falls before the end. Oh, I get it. The other one can still go make wishes. That's smart, Metagem. But of course, I can't wait until our wishes come true. My wish is for a broader lower jaw. In that case, why not get stronger and evolve into an Arbok? I want bigger jaws so I can swallow bigger things whole. My wish is for a place where I can meditate in peace, with no one to bother me. It would be magnificent if I could meditate for a year without food. Yeah! I don't know anything. Me too. I don't know a thing. I didn't know a thing about a dungeon that makes wishes come true. I know nothing. Okay, looks like things... Oh. It's happened. Mother frickin' Joyous Tower. It's here. It's here. Anyways, you're probably wondering why I am bringing up Joyous Tower in this fashion. Basically, Joyous Tower is a grueling dungeon. 99 floors, basically, and I think there are item restrictions as well. Okay, nope, nothing that I really want. Basically, it's a pure treasure dungeon, but it will whoop your ass. So yeah, basically. don't take it lightly. And it's here. Purity Forest. We're not going to Purity Forest just yet. Love how the game is even telling you go to these dungeons. It's not even saying go to them. But yeah, these dungeons can be nasty. They are nasty. I'm not going to Joyous Tower. It's a pure treasure dungeon. I'm not even touching that place. As for Purity Forest, we'll be handling it towards the tail end of things. We're not going to go to Silver Trench, because like I said, that's a 99 floor dungeon. I'll handle Fiery Field and Lightning Field off camera because, well, I already went to the Northwind Field, because basically, here's the thing. 30 floors just to recruit a Pokemon that basically is unchanged. So basically, I can recruit Entei and Raikou off screen as well. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, Western Cave. Do I have an invitation out of curiosity? It would also be good to deposit that evolution stone. But no! That's the item I actually wanted to keep. Okay. And let's get going. Decently short dungeon. Let's see if we can basically unlock. If we can't basically get basically the Deoxys event triggered, then we'll hold off until the next video, where we'll be tackling just Silver Trench, the 99 floor trudge that is that dungeon. Okay, Western Cave, let's go. It's 8 floors, so might as well depart. Hey, for a 2-star mission, that is very good. Okay, let's get out of here. We are not risking this with you, you demon. We have 0 Poké Dollars. We're not running that risk. We are not getting another Kecleon Storm. Especially not while we're poisoned. No, 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 no. It's not happening. Okay. Guess this area is just really laggy. Yeah, we still don't have enough. Okay, skitty, skitty, skitty. Delcatty. Hold the horses on your blizzard. And as for tactics, you two, everyone, just go the other way. Run away from enemies. Yeah, I want to see if I can recruit a strong Pokemon. Too bad it's not shiny. Okay. No worries. Okay, let's head out. No, we don't need it. We don't need that. Swing. And also, while we're here, might as well just re-enable Blizzard. Okay, we're not playing games. Okay, what? Thought we could get through this without basically that happening. Where it's like, you don't deserve to have the thing. Okay, there we go. Okay. Kecleon comes for you. Okay. No, we don't need to use an Oranberry. We're perfectly fine. We will recover our health, and it will all work out in the end. Okay. Bone Meringue. Okay. At least we're almost done. But yeah, we did some pretty good progress in this episode. Basically, we recruited Mewtwo. We recruited the Lati, basically the Lati duo. Okay, we're not messing around with the Jinx. That thing could just perish song us. Okay. No. And let's head over here. Yeah, we don't need to help that Miltank. Let's get out of here. Okay, though, I've heard rumors about basically just, if you come back here a second time to Western Cave, there is a special Pokemon that you can basically get in an invitation house. A very special Pokemon. Where it's in the lower cave section of the dungeon. Yeah, basically, if we don't find it, then I'll just outright say what it is. But for the time being, just let's keep it up. Let's keep it on the down low. Just save the suspense, you know? How does a hunger trap even work? Poison trap. I can understand how that works. Even an apple trap to an extent. But hunger? What is it basically? It just blasts you with a gas that makes you hungry? It gives you some essential oils? Yeah, basically it makes you high. It gives you a weed brownie. We eat the pop brownie by mistake. Okay. Okay, let's swap that out. We'll swap that for the pounce wands. Actually, no. Pounce wands could actually come in handy. Confuse wands, I'll say confuse wands. So really, we're not going to be using those confuse wands. No, we don't need a Lunatone. Yeah, but still, a 20 floor dungeon where that basically offers you that sort of bonus for basically rescues, I will take it. Yeah, we're not going to escape just yet. No, we are not. I believe that basically what the invitation house that we're looking for is going to appear in the lower reaches of the dungeon. It's going to appear in basically the cave section. We're going to stay. Okay. Elves out here. Why are we always asleep? We killed everyone! What's wrong with you people? What is it with hypnosis and being the ultimate tool against us? How many times we've gotten screwed by hypnosis? I can't even begin to count. Yeah, I'm like, oh, this dungeon isn't so bad. Proceeds to kick our ass. Proceeds to make us look bad because it desires our pain. It desires our blood. It desires our sweat and our tears. All because we're trying to look for an invitation house. Do we have the invitation? Good. Because that'd be my luck. We don't have the invitation. We find the house, but then we don't have the invitation to use it on. Okay, so anyways, let's get going. Okay, at least we know where the stairs are. Yeah, I know it's in one of the lower sections of the dungeon. Maybe floor 13, around that sort of range. But I want to be on the safe side. I mean, we're already here. Aha! Watch out, this is even the right invitation house. it's not the right invitation house, we're out of here. No, okay. Nah, we're not gonna bring you along. No. We'll damage you all the more. They just don't want us to get to that invitation house. Okay, there. Watch out, this isn't even the right house. It's not the right mystery house. Okay. So anyways, that mystery house I was trying to find. Basically, it contains a shiny Celebi that you can find in this dungeon. Might as well make the best of a bad situation. Honestly, I think we can get rid of a single Max Ether. No, that's horrible. We kicked Mawile out of its own house. We kicked Mawile out of her own house. Just sorry, Mawile. Just no. Okay, we're getting out of here. We have no use for this dungeon. Okay, DX Gummy. Okay, nice healthy boost. There was only one suspicious character when I swung around the pond earlier. He seemed agitated and was talking to himself. Why are you pushing me around? I have rights. I got KO'd in that dungeon, but what about Metacham? I hope she's okay. I hope she gets the end and gets my wish to come true. What are you staring at? I'm having a hard time trying to make up my mind. Get lost! Wait a second. Maybe I shouldn't be wishing for a bigger lower jaw. I wonder if it'd be better if I could coil myself tighter. Okay, anyways, we're starting to get to the point of that dungeon. Okay. What missions are currently available to us? Purity Forest. 3 stars. The highest rank quest that we can have. Know why it's so high? Because it's freaking Purity Forest. It's not going to be nice to you. Okay, do I have Solar Cave? Southern Cavern, Dark Knight Relic, Far Off Sea. Okay, we don't have the waterfall. Okay, anything? 2 invitations, okay. We'll definitely buy those. Yeah, I'll organize just items off camera. Actually, no. We can do it here. Okay, there. This is why you save money. For purchases like this. Yeah, we'll sell that gold ribbon. Plain seed, we'll get rid of you. Okay, store. Okay, we'll store 1 invitation. Yeah, we'll basically put these, we'll put basically the surround one. Actually, no. We'll put the Slumber Wand away. We'll also put away a Revival Orb. And we'll put away a Blast Seed. Yeah, I am not taking chances with this dungeon. Okay. Okay, we'll store away another Max Ether. Okay, we'll take out 4 Reviver Seeds. Okay. Tiny Reviver Seeds, 4 we'll take out. Okay. Just think about this, Okay, we have the power-up orb. Got a lot of proteins. How do we get so many proteins? In terms of Pokemon that we have to fight, I'll be honest with you. There's really not that many left. Basically, we only have 2 major fights left. Okay, but anyways. Let's just head over to the friend zone. Okay, to be honest, there's really not that much for us left. Basically, the reason why I'm saying that is that as far as standard dungeons are concerned, this basically Stormy Sea is going to be the final one that basically we're going to be going to, that essentially is going to have just, that's going to basically take our normal stats into consideration. So yeah, let's see what we can do with Herman. Recoil boost, no. Okay. Evasive rhythm, no. Blast control. Moving up is still better. I'm still debating. I'll decide later. But anyways, I think, though, for the time being, I think that now would be a good time to end things off. I really appreciate that you came by to watch the stream. It was great having you. I hope to see you next time. If you're watching this on YouTube, I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer, and I hope you come back for the next one. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do as they want. With that, I'll see you next time. Bye.